Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, and once again thank you for spending your time with me. I do apologize, you are going to have some background noise. They are knocking in poles right next to my bedroom. Other people are loading some stuff up in the driveway, so it is noisy with dogs barking, etc. Anyway, I really did not want to watch Harry and Meghan's CBS interview thing, much less talk about it, because the topic outside of Meghan and Harry is indeed a very sensitive one, and one has to be so careful not to give offense. Right from the outset, let me say something. Those who have been here with me for a couple of years will know that I have a couple of mental health issues as well as health issues myself. Things I hate talking about because the channel is not about me. It is about the royals and it is about you. I am just the vessel, the talking head. But because I may say something which may offend one or two people, I want you to know that there is no way I am elevating myself to being a know-it-all. What I say comes from personal experience due to having suffered severe bouts of depression for most of my life. Also diagnosed with ADD and OCD in my 30s, and to make matters worse and even more difficult, I had a stroke at 55, 54. So that is my history in a nutshell, and also why I try to live a life of gratitude, because everything could have been so much worse. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go to Harry and Meghan and the launch of the Parents Network, which is apparently, allegedly put together and funded by Archwell. Now, in the first place, why would Harry and Meghan begin or head or launch something like this? Because although I do believe that both of them had or may still have risky behaviors, I do not believe either of them ever willfully planned to commit self-elimination, and here is why. I believe that Harry went through phases of what could be classified as mild to severe depression. I do believe that, and I think his depression was deeply seated and as a result of his jealousy of his brother, anger about him being born second, a lack of individual attention, etc., etc. The list is long and we can do a whole different video on that. I believe Harry had been missing something in his life, and not just his mother, okay? And has a void somewhere which he can't seem to fill. I think, honestly, it is just my thoughts. Like Meghan and Harry, I'm not qualified to make a diagnosis, but I am allowed to have an opinion based on my own experiences, okay? Well, I think the only time Harry does not actually feel that void, those feelings of not being enough, of being less than, is when he is using certain drugs or alcohol. And those supplements then give him this false bravado. And that is what I mean by risky behavior. We saw him walking on a balcony ledge while semi-drunk. We heard about him being banned from riding a motorbike. I think Harry went through a phase where he wasn't as much suicidal as he just did not care whether he lived or died. As for Meghan, having watched old videos taken by her father and reading Samantha's book, it is clear, very clear, that Meghan had issues behavioral and personality disorders very, very early on. One particular video stood out to me, and it is of Megan and her father fishing, and brothers and sisters. I kept thinking, oh boy, if I spoke to my father like that and rolled my eyes at him like that, I would be a goner, or my backside would have burned for at least a week. But Mr. Markle allegedly thought it was funny. So Megan's personality disorders, her behavioral issues, was never counteracted by discipline, teaching her life skills and, most of all, manners. Her ego, on the one hand, and the chip on her shoulder, on the other hand, thus just kept growing, and she became an entitled, infuriating narcissist. Now, many, 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 many videos ago, I spoke to a doctor and a psychiatrist, and they both told me that it is very, very, very rare for a narcissist to want to or to go through with unaliving themselves. But that it does happen, mostly by accident, because the narcissist loves to threaten self-elimination as a manipulation tactic. Like, if you don't give me what I want, I can just as well take myself out, kind of thing. So, in my very humble opinion, neither Harry nor Meghan has the mindset or compassion to negotiate the delicate emotional path parents embark on when they lose a child. And the reason why I think she did not want to talk about her own alleged unaliving thoughts or attempts is because it never happened, and she can't remember the details of her lie. Remember the visit to Cirque du Soleil, the event during which she was allegedly so depressed that she smiled at everyone and every camera while clutching her bump. Harry, however, did not look too great, but she looked like the cat who dragged some gross thing into the house. Way, way, way too self-satisfied, smirking, and looking way too happy to be suffering feelings of hopelessness, on the surface at least, and or from what I could observe. Still, even if both of them did suffer bouts of depression and suicidal thoughts, why start a group for parents who lost children as a result of cyberbullying? Why not a group for parents who lost children as a result of unaliving, or parents who lost children through anything other than illness, be it accidents or crime, or who lost children through crime then? I mean, that is extremely traumatic. So why particularly cyberbullying? I can only surmise that it is a tactic, or one of their tactics, to endorse and enforce further censorship and to put themselves in charge of such an endeavor. My heart honestly and truly went out to the parents who spoke in this short CBS section, but of those I feel that only one was really influenced by bullying. The other sounded more depressed with the direction his life was going in, and the other passed due to a fentanyl overdose after ordering painkillers online. Well, no, he knew what he was ordering. Painkillers, plain old headache or butt-ache pills you get cheaply from any corner store. Regardless, each parent showcased during the program broke a little piece of my heart. And it is when listening to them that I say thank you, and when I'm so grateful for every blessing. One being that both my children are still healthy and alive, and by the grace of God, so are my grandchildren. Everything about Megan during the interview was odd. The odd wig, which was not combed in properly so one could actually see the line between her real hair and the wig. Her facial expressions were odd. I could not make out whether she looked stone cold, emotionless, or whether she was mad at something. There is, however, a story that she did yell at a producer. So it is quite possible that she was upset by something which happened behind the scenes. As for Harry, well, he was just vacant, absent, speaking out of his backside when he spoke. The rest of the time he was looking past Megan into the distance or looking at the carpet. And Megan? Who knows why she sounded so full of gob, spittle, or whatever. She really needed to take a drink of water, so we did not have to hear the... Anyway, there was another sound, very irritating, which I could not make out what it was. It sounded like a bee or a fly or someone's tummy rumbling or someone going, I have no idea what it was. Listening to the last minute or two of the video, I got the impression that Megan may have been a little ticked off because there were so few people. I think she expected a much bigger turnout. Anyway, yesterday was also her 43rd birthday, and I did not see a big hoo-ha being made about it. Strangely, not even among the Sussex squad. So there's that. I do not know whether this is true, but I heard that Megan's cookery show, which was supposed to air in September to coincide with the launch of American Riviera Orchard, has now been postponed to sometime in 2025. Now, I wonder if it is true, whether we'll ever get to see it, because isn't their contract with Netflix coming to an end in 2025? I've asked my one contributor to try and find out for me how much truth there is in this rumor, as I also heard from the same person that Netflix is also not happy with Harry's Polo documentary. So far, I cannot vouch for all of this, but if or when my contact finds out, if she does, I will let you know. I'm just wondering whether if true that Megan's show has been postponed, that she will also then postpone the hard launch of American Riviera Orchard as well. Seriously, I mean, we've searched and it appears as if there is some truth to the story that Megan is indeed battling to find people and producers willing to collaborate on products for her, obviously, to showcase on ARO. I truly do not understand the woman. As unpopular as she is, if I had her platform and profile, I would already have had 100 ideas in the works. She really is 100% unable to think creatively. I have truly never, ever, ever experienced anyone like her in my entire life. No substance, just an empty vessel. Anyway, guys, all that is left for me to say is love your children, love yourselves and each other, and all will be well. And if it isn't, then at least you have the love to support you and see you through. And on that note, Bye, everybody. I'll see you again soon. Bye.